Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
The summer of Love is Blind continues, Brian. Love is Blind UK series premiere, episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure you like and subscribe here and TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all of your Love is Blind coverage. We are covering Love is Blind UK, obviously. We're covering Love is Blind Mexico. We have covered all seasons of Love is Blind USA, and look out for us to probably cover all the other franchises as they go forward now. Um, I am a believer now in the dubbed versions. Mexico did a very great job. And obviously, UK, we didn't need a dub. Brian, right off the bat, I want to get your reaction. We will dive into all the couples, how they got there, if we think they made the right decisions, and we will power rank them. If this is your first time watching, we always do power rank the couples in their likelihood of making it. So we will go with that. Brian, I will start off by saying I think this was really interesting. The UK has its own flavor. It was kind of a if the USA is kind of in the middle of emotion, Mexico kind of was a little bit more emotional, and UK very British, like they are very polite. A lot of them had a lot of traumatic experiences, a lot of breakups happen, and I wrote at the very top of my thing. It's like I love the fact that it's all like best wishes. Oh, you just
Mhm.
broke my heart. Well, best wishes. I hope like send me your address. I'll send you a Christmas. Like there is no, I can't believe you. You led me on. It's just like, I wish you well.
Yeah, and I wonder if that comes down to like age, because I think they did a pretty good job of casting people that are older. Like, obviously, they're there for the right reasons. Maybe unlike somebody later that we'll talk about, but yeah, I think they did. Like, there's not a lot of 20-year-olds, and there shouldn't be on USA anymore. And I think that's probably been the problem lately, is people are there just to get famous, get on Perfect Match, and you feel. I felt here that everyone, for the most part, was actually trying to find somebody. And it's just like you said, this different versions. I like seeing like the difference, like the not the flirting, but like just what they talk about, things like that are different
The banter.
than Mexico. And I'm watching Sweden, I'm watching Brazil, so like I'm seeing like all these things that are different. So it is nice to see that each version of the show has its own like staple of what it's about.
I agree. I think also I like the formatting. The season is going to be 12 episodes. I just feel that at least through the first 4 episodes, they did invest a lot of time in getting to know the people. I felt that there were several, whether you want to call them love triangles or several people who had multiple options. I felt like they did a very good job of portraying that story. I feel like I'm
Mhm.
not lost. I think I can kind of look at my notes and be like, this is what happened. And I think sometimes in USA, I think I get a little bit lost or it's a little bit herky jerky. So I think they did a really good job on the edit so far as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and like you said, the triangle. That I feel like there was like it wasn't like one sided like Mexico was, where it's like all the girls are going for like a guy. It was nice to see a mix of like a girl was popular before between two guys and vice versa, and like same thing with the guy. So I did enjoy that, and I like that they did spread it out over the episodes. It's like it wasn't like we just remember like episode one, it's USA, somebody's getting engaged like within 20 minutes, and you're just like that's crazy.
Yeah, you're skipping their whole story.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I don't care if they break up right now. These couples, outside of one that I had called before the episodes were even over in our group chat, but we will get to them. All right, Brian. So what I'm going to do, we're going to run through the couples. We are going to then kind of maybe talk about their story and what we think is going to happen. And frankly, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to start with Nicole and Sam. I'm going to start with Nicole and Sam because that was kind of what we ended the episode with. Nicole was one of the women who had multiple options, right? Nicole really came down between Sam and Benheim.
I think it's Benya.
Benya. Cool name. Benny boy. Between Benny and it. And so for her, she was married previously. There is a lot of trepidation of getting hurt again and making the wrong decision. When she started bringing that up, Brian, I'm like, well, this girl is definitely going to make the wrong decision. I don't know who she's going to date yet in this, but when they brought that up, it is the classic. If you were to ask me who's someone who's going to instantly regret their decision and try to go after the person they left in the pods, it would be her, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we got, Brian. She got a little gun shy with Benny because Benny, bless him, was the only person to say, like, I really like you, but I don't really get engaged in this pod. It doesn't really make sense. That spooked her. She didn't like that.
Mhm.
She then ends up with Sam, who was also dumped by Jasmine. like he wasn't even going for her initially. He had
Right.
nothing. She was a second choice, and there's nothing that I hate more on this show than second choices or the people that accept knowing they're second choices and do it anyway. Sam did that, but did not go on the honeymoon, Brian. So I want to get your reaction to the whole awkward engagement and non-honeymoon.
She was kind of looking at the cues like, oh, he didn't put the ring on the right finger, and I don't know. I'm fine with it. I don't really like Sam, to be honest. I thought he was just like a people pleaser. He's like a yes man, and it just like how many times was he like, "Do you trust me?" Like when they actually finally met, how he said, "Do you trust me?" so many times. Like I was like, this is weird.
He was frantic.
Yeah, I didn't love that. I didn't like it at all. I'm so glad Jasmine dumped him because I would have been annoyed if he was with Jasmine because I think she would have dumped him after the pot, like in the honeymoon after seeing all that crap. But
Do we
Benny,
think it's a fair or foul that Ben went to her with the kind of, I guess, no better way to snitch on him to say that he's not there for the right reasons if you watch The Bachelor?
I don't know because The Bachelor. Do we believe that it's I don't believe that anything in The Bachelor is real. So
Mhm.
this one, I mean, she was already married. He like I don't really have that much of a problem with it. I don't think like it is the first time we've seen it. Kind of like we haven't seen many people throwing people under the bus like that. But I
No.
mean, he was. I mean, I think he kind of was right though.
I
Just like
think he was right on the respect that like Sam may not be the best match for her. And I think he was there to meet someone. I think his motivations though was I'm going home with someone, right? So even though as soon as he loses out to Jasmine, he immediately pivots. It's not even a 2 minute discussion. It's like a game plan. Okay,
it,
well I lost out on this. What do I do next?
it kind of reminds me of the Mexico one where she's like in the mid breakup. She's like, "Oh, what do you think of him, Renee?" And yeah, that to me shows that he wasn't real. Like if he's ready to just jump immediately,
Yep.
I just don't love that. And I mean, Benya seems like a nice guy, but like he like lives a nomad life, he said, or like he is like he said he was homeless, but he didn't mean it that way. So I don't even know if they would work him and Nicole anyways. I just think he might be the better guy, like I guess quality and niceness, but I still don't know if that would work.
I'm hoping Benya doesn't take her back, frankly. I think Benya deserves to just do him, and no one should be someone's second
I think
option.
he's gonna say yes. It's gonna be like the Zach and Bliss thing.
Let's Love is blind, Jesus. Don't let me down.
I think he's gonna lay it down. Remember Zach from he was with
I know. Yeah, I know.
Irene
I
or
know. And they're
Irana?
like
Yeah.
married and have a kid. I know. I
Yeah,
know.
Bliss. So I mean, I guess it does work. It look, it might
He's
be
a
like
weirdo
very
though too.
pathetic. I just, you know what? The only thing I just want to talk about this super quick. She should have just told him immediately. Like I felt bad for this dude when he's like, "All right, I think I'm ready," and she's like, "Oh, you're a nice guy," but it's just like, just tell him right off rip.
These people were all horrible at just answering the questions, and
Yeah,
that's exactly what's transition. A good one for that is Sabrina, right? Sabrina and Steven. Sabrina and Steven were the first couple featured, first couple shown to get engaged. Um, I like Steve. I like them both. I'll start with that. I like them both. This is one I don't have a lot of faith in, Brian, and but it comes down to the fact that compromising on wanting to have a kid, especially when you're already in your mid 30s. She was very realistic and pragmatic about it. I think he didn't want to just end it on the spot, but I'm very concerned that there are going to be other kind of long-term goals or timeline differences. I don't know, man, and I don't want to be right. I never wish for most of these couples, but they seem like a good. They seem like they have been open with each other, but I just have a bad feeling.
yeah. I mean, it's fair. I mean, we watched enough of this show and other shows to kind of, I think our bad feelings are warranted when we see something. I talked about pre-show. I'm wondering if there is something that maybe she's not disclosing that like we said, like she can do. She wants to be okay with adoption or surrogacy, but she doesn't want to get pregnant. But maybe she just. I don't want to speak for it. We just don't know. I feel like maybe they'll open up because the next batch is 5 episodes. They're going to be talking about. It's going to come up again when the parents. It's going to be a fight when the parents are like, "Hey, what are your thoughts on children? And it's going to come up again. So,
Hey, he was with someone and they were going to get married and have kids. And this was
right.
traumatic on him. So are you going to just
Yeah.
traumatize him as well? Right. And that's, we brought up, and we're not being, trying to be like, uh, jerks about it, but there are a lot of traumatic experiences for a lot of the
Mm.
people on this show. And we will highlight them kind of as we go. Him, like I said, having to watch his loved one, die in front of him was tough. And that's, this is why I do also appreciate this show versus some of the others we break stones on, like Survivor, where the sob stories aren't really sob stories. At least these people have lived real lives. And like you said,
Yeah.
none of them are coming here to make themselves famous, it seems.
Right. And they have to, their only thing they can do is talk. So if they're going to marry this person, this isn't like, again, Bachelor, I just don't take it seriously. So you got to let these things out. Like, I think the Bobby one was pretty bad too. Like, I felt bad for that guy too. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to jump now. The next couple that I actually want to talk about is Ollie and Demi. Ollie was one of the men who actually had multiple suitors. So Demi and Kat were Ollie's two main suitors. Um, Demi, from the beginning, played it much more cool, was not as aggressive as Kat. Kat, very, very flirty.
Mm.
Ollie feeding on it, but and he was very transparent and honest with Demi throughout the whole process, I thought too. I think he handled this pretty well. I think he read the situation right. I think that he could tell that maybe Kat had the physicality and she was really putting it out there, and that part is always tempting, right? But I do appreciate that he went with Demi, someone who like took the time to like celebrate his birthday, right? Someone who actually, like I said, played it cool and just wasn't all over the guy right away. And I have pretty high confidence in them actually.
Yeah. I felt he kind of switched up on Catherine pretty quickly just because of like where she went out for her birthday one day. I was like, okay, dude, like,
You don't like them pretentious clubs, dude. It doesn't like it. Is it
I
lust
mean, come on,
on?
man. Like, it's not like she's a frequent, like her name's on the wall. She just went one time. I just thought that was kind of crazy to like
He
be
thinks
like,
she's a woo girl.
but I don't get those vibes at
I
all. Like,
don't
I
either,
don't.
but I think
I thought it was just a weird thing to nitpick her on. I thought,
I wrote pretentious clubs.
yeah,
Is it lust?
yeah. I mean, he said he looked like Craig David, kind of does. Um,
Do you believe her that she wanted to walk away from him for Freddy because she actually was enjoying Freddy more? Do you think she saw the writing on the wall?
I don't know.
I think she saw the writing on
Are
the
we
wall.
moving on to them? I want to make jokes about.
Yeah, no, we're definitely transitioning to
All
them
right. Well,
now.
let me say I do like Demi a lot. Actually, I think I like that. Like she's like their sport bonding. They were talking a lot about sports and like competitiveness, and I agree with you. I think that they can work. So I'm pulling for them. I hope so. But I want to transfer right into Freddie. That part where they're like we have the same grandparent names, and I was just, are you related?
Grandpa Bill.
And then, but she did cover her ass and say I was adopted. But I mean, still
So funny. There
could
was
be
like,
adopted into the same family. It just I don't know what the family dynamics are over there. Like you know how some like your older parents that have come from Ireland, they have like 12 siblings. Like it could be like how often do they see in the grandparents that maybe they can have any. I just thought it was really funny.
I
Like
like that theory,
and they
Brian.
didn't even
It
think
made
about
me
it. It didn't even like cross their they didn't even show confessional like, hey, do you think they're together? They were like stone cold, like, oh, that's super weird that we have the same grandparents with the same
from the
names.
same town.
Yeah, I just thought that was super like why would they even not even make a joke about it? I just
We
I,
happen to be at a few of the same Christmases. It's just a coincidence.
yeah.
Happy Boxing Day.
Yeah, next they would have said something like, "Oh, my favorite spot was this. We used to eat that. I used to go there." It's like, all right, now when you start like, you got to get on
I used to
23andMe.
have a brother, but he got adopted.
23andMe, please.
This is like Joe Dirt. He just
Yeah,
forgot. He
it is like
forgot.
Gator.
He literally just forgot that there was a kid, another kid.
So I couldn't take them seriously, and then they're like on the honeymoon, like we had sex twice. I'm like, okay.
They named the whole episode
I
after.
know it was really funny. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mom, dad." It's like,
Just giddy at how
you
like
mean
jacked he was, and how he's probably like the most attractive dude she's ever been with. He's
yeah,
just giddy, like this guy. It's just like you go on Love Is Blind and you're supposed to be okay ending up with some like accountant with a beer belly and balding, right? But it's supposed to be like, beauty's the eye of the beholder. The guy's gorgeous and ripped,
Yeah,
right? She's just kind of like, okay.
yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people who are casuals to the show are they're never going to be like super ugly people. It's still a TV show at the same time. Like, or there are some people on there that aren't, like, I guess what they would deem lookers, but we never see them, unfortunately.
No, they never show us them. There's people that literally get engaged to go through the whole
Yeah,
process that we never
and
see.
that's what I hate. Like, this show could be like more than 12 episodes. They could stretch it for a couple weeks and like show a lot of the
It could
pot.
be like a 6 week event.
Yeah, I think they could. And I think that, like I've said it before, I think the cast deserves it when you put them, you sequester them. Like, they at least need to get like 5 minutes of
Lock them in
screen
a
time,
bubble
each person.
for
Yeah,
like
I
a,
just
like
think the
a
cast
COVID.
deserves it.
Okay, let's see. Let's move on to Jasmine and Bobby. I like Jasmine and Bobby. They vibe well. I don't think you could have matched two people better together, frankly. I think we saw the chemistry once they were in Greece.
Mhm.
Um, Jasmine obviously had multiple people pursuing her, aka we talked about Sam,
Yeah,
but she took him down quick too, and she went in for that breakup
I love
conversation.
it. I was cheering. You get him.
He's like, "Are you looking forward to this too?" And she's like, "Well," and he's like, "Oh, well, say what you have to say." She's just like, "See you later,
Yeah,
dude. Bye."
I mean, she clocked them. So interesting to see, like, when she does, I guess, because this isn't the end of Sam and all those people. Like, they're going to be around for the eventual barbecue.
When they come back, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Let's
so
see. What else do I got here? We have
uh,
Maria and Tom. I like yeah, Tom. Tom had multiple pursuers. He had Tasha and Maria. Um
did you did you catch the part where she's like, I lost 5 stone?
5 stone.
I Googled it. It's like she lost like 70 pounds. A stone is 14 pounds.
That's not bad.
No, but I just was like, it's just funny. That's what I mean, watching these different versions of the show and they just say like the slang and stuff like that. It's like watching Love Island but nicer.
Yeah.
And wait, I was like, stones, like what could that be? Like, because I didn't want to look, obviously I don't want to look anything up on watching it because no spoilers, but like, stones, good for her. I think she could be an issue for him when they do the based off the preview
Yeah.
when
With
when
other interactions with what's his name? Was it Tommy? Yeah, Tommy.
yeah,
With
I like Maria.
yeah, yeah, I like Maria too, but it was Tom's like reasoning for Tasha was like, I think I may not be attracted to you.
Yeah, it's weird for him being an
Bro, what are you
he,
talking about?
yeah, and he was one of the older guys, so it
He's
seems like something a
38.
younger dude would say.
I like Maria. I I don't vibe with him. I'm gonna be honest. I don't
That's
vibe
fair.
on him a lot. I think he's just gonna be this grump dude like we've seen in other seasons that's gonna get in his own effing way. Like he was bothered that she was like that Maria mentioned wanted to be like a tradition. He's like, I didn't say I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm just saying that like I don't mind being like the homemaker.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
feel
think he
like
would like that.
it's crazy because I'm watching Brazil. There's a dude that's like the opposite of like, you are submissive to me, and like he would have loved Maria if he was on it. But like, yeah, yeah, I agree with you. He's definitely not on the top of my list of people that I like, mainly because yeah, I just think it's just weird for an old guy to be acting like that to me.
I fully agree. Again, we do need to finish. Oh no, we did Cat and Freddy. Uh, Nicole and Sam, we did. Yeah, it's everybody, and we
Yeah, I
did.
don't think, and they didn't really show a ton of like, if they weren't really involved in one of the main couples, you didn't really see him.
No, I said I really like it. It's going to be interesting to see how it develops. Like Brian mentioned pre-show, 5 episodes next week.
Yeah,
That is crazy sauce. But with getting 12 episodes, is it still 3 weeks, Brian?
yeah, because I think it's three.
So it'll be 3 episodes.
I could be
I don't
wrong
mind
though.
that though. I don't mind ending with like 3 episodes because we always kind of complain that the finale week is kind of a waste because it just really just the decisions. We don't even get a ton of aftermath. So like I would frankly like to see kind of a more of an arc flowing right in through the weddings. So
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking right now. Yeah, so it's actually 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 11 episodes. So five next week, two.
So two,
finale.
which is still okay, better than one.
Uh,
We've gotten one before with US, so I appreciate that for sure.
Yo, and no, like the host, see him once, pretty much, once or twice, and that's it.
You know what? Whatever. If they're not going to give us super dynamic hosts, whatever. Just
Matt Willis and Emma Willis, just for
the
people.
Willises. Shout out to the Willises if you're watching. You don't have to really do much. Better collect the paycheck.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Like I mentioned, we are covering Love is Blind Mexico. That will drop tomorrow, Thursday. We are also covering Claim to Fame. That review should be the review following this review.
Mhm.
That will be what, episode
I think it's
five?
five, yeah, five.
Episode five, season three. Um, we are covering other things like Love is Hip Hop Atlanta, Alone, uh,
Actually,
90 Fiance, The Other Way, Bachelorette. So whatever you're into besides Big Brother, we got you covered. Don't know how our coverage of the Challenge 40 will go. Next week is the premiere. We will do the premiere. We always do the premieres. I have no idea what their goofy schedule is going to be. If they start trying to do like the multi-day a week crap like they did last year, it's
is
going to
it
be
Wednesday?
it's probably Wednesday.
Dude, I mean, to me, I don't care about the like
That's
this
going to
is
be a Thursday review.
yeah, to me, it's the lowest. I mean, it's gonna be UK, Mexico are the top tier, and then Claim to Fame, and then that in
Yeah,
my
there's
mind.
shit. There's a lot of stuff coming in, but I'll get something out there. It will be interesting to see all the
I
players
mean,
and
I'll watch it. I'm
see
gonna
what the
watch it.
format's going to be, obviously. So, like I mentioned, check out our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter, all your reality TV coverage. But for myself and Brian, until the next review, thank you so much for watching. Peace.